Hi, I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for January 2019. Do you like my Cindy Lou Who hat? I couldn't resist it. I hope you're going to have a happy and fantastic new year. This month I'm using the Hanson Roberts Tarot deck, and I pulled 5 cards for you in a rainbow tarot spread. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign to gain more insight and information, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, now onto your reading for January 2019. Hi, Cancer. Now on to your January 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. First card you have here is the Five of Cups. This is sadness, loss, and regret. But not all hope is lost, because there's still 2 cups that are upright behind the person that looks sad there. So not all hope is lost. But this card can also indicate dealing with someone that has a drinking problem. You may have a problem with it. Somebody you're connected to may have that problem. Not always, but sometimes this card can symbolize that. I do see you feeling in January 2019 like you are wishing some things had rolled out differently for you. And you may feel like you're having a hard time coming to grips or to terms with it, and it may be kind of upsetting you or making you feel a little ill over some things that are transpiring at the start of this year. And I see you thinking about like you had high hopes for some kind of situation in your life, and you were hoping that things would be different than how they're playing out for you right at the moment. And I see in some regards you've really spent a lot of time, effort, and energy studying whatever this is going on for you and analyzing it from all different perspectives and all different angles. And it still, in the long run, isn't really computing with you. It's not really making sense to you, even though you've analyzed it quite a bit. And I see you figuring out like you really want to change your life, and there's something that's going on with your life that you just don't want to do anymore, or you don't want it to be rolling out in the manner that it is. And you may feel like you've burned through a lot of people or wages or situations. Like maybe, you have a lot of regrets. Like maybe you've lost some friendships or family relationships. Maybe you had money that you feel like, man, I had decent money, but I've burned through it. I wasted it on, retail therapy or buying things that were too expensive and out of reach. And then you got into massive credit card debt. I mean, it could be multiple things here. But you do feel to me like you are going to have some sort of sadness, loss, and regret for sure over something. Maybe not your entire life, but over some particular area or something you're feeling that way about in this month of January. Also, too, if you're at a job or in some situation where you've been like put in charge of a program. If you hear snoring loudly, that's my dog in the next room, sawing wood like you wouldn't believe. I feel like if you've been headed up of a task force or given a big promotion or a job, or you've gotten put on a big account at work, or if some family members like putting the squeeze on you or putting you in charge of certain things, I feel like you want to step down, take a back seat, or get taken off of that project, or not be the lead person anymore. Or like that's not going to be the case for all of you, but some of you, I feel like you need to get taken off of the head position or whatever they're having you do, or whatever, whether this is in family, home relationships, or at work. You feel like you don't want all that responsibility. You want to take a step back or take a step down. You have the 2 of Rods next. This could be partnership in business, partnership in romance. It could also be you could be making or creating something that you're presenting to the world for like, the world to see and give you feedback. Do they like it? Do they not like it? I feel like there's some things that you feel are a little bit elusive to you or hard to hold on to. And you may feel like you've built up wealth or you've built up income, and for what? Because it's good, but in some way it's good to have it, but in some ways either you blew the money, and or gambled it away or spent it or whatever, or it just doesn't hold the same kind of weight or importance that it once did. And I feel like you've got this big sensation of searching or longing of what it is you want to do. What is the next step of what you want to do, or what's the pathway you need to choose, or what, it could be a career path. It could be your total life. Maybe you feel like, I don't want my life to keep rolling this way anymore, so I've got to make changes. Maybe you feel like you need to move to do that, or you want to start on a new career, or you want to retire and then maybe even start your own business after that. Like, I don't know, but because it's not going to be the same for all of you Cancers, what this big life-changing course of action and path and plan you're pondering here. It's not going to be the same for all of you. Some of you Cancers may actually start to interact with someone new, that in a relationship sense, that could even lead to possibly engagement or marriage. Now, if you're already in a relationship, then that may be going, and you're not, living together or married, it could be headed in that direction in the start of this new year. Maybe not in January. Some of you may take a little longer because, as I always say, this is a general reading, Cancer, and you don't all have the same birth chart. So you're not born on the same month, day, year. You don't have the same city and country of origin, in some state, country, province of origin. You aren't born on the same birth time, so therefore timing is not going to be the same for all of you when I give you these predictions. And I see you doing some calculations of figuring out what you can do and what you can afford. Maybe if you're planning a wedding, you're trying to figure out, what can I afford here? Or maybe if you have to make a big move, you're like, okay, what finances that I earn, what's my income that I earn, or my finances, and what can I afford to do if I move to, to make a move to live in a different state or province or country or part of the country. You may be like, it's doing like I see you doing evaluating, estimating, calculations. All that comes up here with the Two of Rods. Now, to follow it, you have the Knight of Cups, and this could be you, or it could be another water sign person. This would either be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. Some of you may feel like it could be that you're getting evaluated in January, and people are looking at you, higher ups, and they may be evaluating whether they want to give you a promotion, or if how much money they want to give you for a raise. Because either you, like I said, in the Two of Rods, you're doing some evaluating, but you may have some people evaluating you also at this time. And you may feel like, what happened to me? I've lost my grip. I've spun my wheels in a direction that wasn't the right direction for me too long. And how do I get back on track and get back to the sense of things? Like my true being, my true core essence, what my true values and desires are. Maybe you feel like you've kind of veered off your path, or and maybe you're looking at some of your choices and decisions and are saying, maybe I made those decisions out of desperation or heartache or feeling unsure. And so maybe some of the decisions you made over the last few years really weren't the ones that really resonate or balance with your true self, your true essence, your true core values, your true moralities or belief systems, or what will bring you the most joy and fulfillment and make you feel the most whole and connected. So I feel like this is like, I don't know, your reading to me seems like a big soul searching, questioning, life evaluation, and soul searching. There was another sign or two along the way. You're the second to last sign I'm reading this month. So I'm not sure which one it was, but there was another sign that kind of had like there's a lot of gravity for you at this juncture in the beginning of the new year. If you want to have more of an influx of cash coming in, you may find yourself like doing odd jobs or getting a part-time job or doing something on the side to gain more income if you feel like driven, like you need to have some extra income coming in for some reason. And I see you feeling like, where do I put my energy? Where do I put my attention, time, and focus? And you may feel like you may be even in question of your own judgment right now. Maybe in January, you're not totally trusting where your head's at. So this might be another reason why you're questioning things. Now you have the Temperance card next, which is the card of having to have patience. It can also indicate a card of alchemy. You could be creating something and God could be working through you in what you're thinking, doing, creating, and saying. It's a card that could also indicate maybe you have a guardian angels watching over you, or a guardian angel watching over you right now at this juncture. I feel like you may be feeling like you need more time to make some kind of decision that you have to make, and it's a pretty big decision. But I do see you taking some kind of gamble or leap of faith and throwing caution to the wind. So I do feel like you may have some impulsive, maybe the guides are trying to get you to not be impulsive, but I do feel some of you may have some impulsive action coming up here and throwing caution to the wind in some manner. And you may feel like it's easy to let things slide, and maybe some things slip past you that you didn't mean to. Maybe there were bills you didn't pay, or things that things that slipped past you that you didn't pay, or you have to get back on track. Maybe some things like maybe there were certain memberships or things that lapsed because you didn't stay on top of them, or, maybe you forgot to make car payments a couple of times or something. I don't know, but it's like you really need to put a lot of focus and get things organized, get things in a cohesive sense and get them organized and get some balls rolling here. I feel like many Cancers have turned some interesting corner, where I feel like there's a new vision for your life, or you have to have a new vision for your life now. You're starting to see things in new and different perspectives, and there's change swirling and bubbling all around you this month. Some of you are going to be learning how to do something that will help you make more money, or help you advance. Some of you, if you're working, or if you have your own business, or if you want to have your own business. And for some of you, I see you feeling like it's hard for you to keep going at this pace, and you may feel like you need to make some changes to help you along to keep going. Maybe your health is failing, or you've had health issues, and maybe you have trouble walking, or your knees bother you, or your feet bother you, or your back, or your hips, and maybe you need to lose weight, or maybe there's foods you're eating that are, activating it. I'm going to take a moment right here just to share something with you that I had terrible, terrible pains in my right leg, very bad, starting at my hip, going all the way down my thigh, across my knee, and down to it started on the outside and went all the way over my knee down into the inside of my leg. And they were quite sharp pains, and sometimes I had a lot of trouble walking, which really surprised me because I used to do ballet for years, and I jogged for years, and I was a big exercise fanatic for many years. And I stood as a pastry chef on my feet for many, many, many hours over many, many years. And I thought, what the heck is wrong with me? And I saw somebody that was a medical intuit, as well as a very good friend of mine, who happened to tell me something. They told me very similar things. I did not believe I had a gluten allergy because I've eaten gluten my whole life. But I was told to stop eating gluten and to avoid corn. Also, not to eat processed white sugar or potatoes or rice. I was able to cut out mostly everything. They also told me not to eat red meat. The one woman did, not my friend who seemed to tell me some similar things about avoiding grains and whatnot. But I've got to tell you, I didn't even do all of that. I did most of it, and I followed it pretty religiously for quite a long time. I did lose some weight, not a ton of weight, because I wasn't dieting really. I was just changing my diet, and I wasn't exercising at all yet. And the pain in my leg went away. And the knee problems, I also have knee problems. I have subluxation of my knees. And they got pretty bad there for a while. My knees stopped bothering me. And I was like, oh my God, like if people told me you have a gluten allergy, don't eat grains, don't eat, I'd be like, that's crazy talk. And I notice if I give in and I eat like bread or something with a lot of white sugar in it, or corn, especially popcorn or any kind of chips that have corn in it, that leg will start doing it all over again. And then I have to wait a couple weeks of not eating it to get back to normal. So I'm only pausing here. I stopped the timer because I still have another card for you to read. And I just wanted to come into your reading to give you that personal story because I think and I have Cancer Moon, by the way. I have Cancer Moon. So I felt compelled to tell you that there. So I want to tell you, if you have physical pains and hurts and wounds and, like not wounds, but physical pains, think on what I'm saying to you. You may be eating gluten and think, there's nothing wrong with me with gluten. That's what I thought. Oh, corn chips, corn, popcorn, eating fresh corn. Oh, I'm not going to give that up. If you try giving some of these up and you have some health issues, see if it doesn't turn it around. Getting rid of sugar, corn, grain, potatoes, rice. Maybe some of it's too strict. And you could get away with doing it once in a while. But really, if you give it a try, some health things may turn around for you. Just think on it. So, the last card you have in the reading, I stopped the timer for that, so you can't tell me I cut into your time. You have the Four of Rods, and the Four of Rods is marriage. You could be attending a wedding, throwing a wedding, going to a party, gathering, celebration of some sort. It could be success coming to you in springtime. If you are married, it could be something coming up about your marriage. Some of you, there is some kind of camaraderie, get together, family unity, could be a party, engagement party, wedding, could also even be like a christening or a baptismal. If you're a Cancer that's starting to see someone new relationship-wise in this year of 2019, I do feel it's ultimately going to lead to marriage. And if you've been seeing someone in the year of 2018, it could be resulting in marriage this month of 2019, in January, or at any time this year. Those of you Cancers that are starting to see someone new, it's definitely going to blossom and bloom for you. And once you get to springtime, you're going to see that this is becoming an extremely serious relationship, especially if you started seeing them in either November, December of 2018 or this month of January 2019. By the time you get to spring, it's going to turn into something a lot more serious, which, again, as I said before, will lead to marriage for many of you. Some of you are going to receive a promotion this year that's going to lead you to getting, buying a bigger home or moving to a place that it may have being like a nicer, more upscale location, even possibly if it's not a bigger home, it could have something to do with the location. Some of you are going to have some kind of dream job where you even get to travel and have some unique and interesting communications connected to it. Now, that's not going to be for all of you, but that comes up for some of you Cancers here. You do have some things like, I see you getting riled up. There are some special things happening for you that are getting you quite excited. And April, May, June time frame is going to be whenever this is that comes to fruition. So if you meet somebody new, Cancer, it's going to come to a really big culmination and come to a head and a boiling point in a positive way in June, April, May, June. If there's some kind of wedding or a baptismal, a christening, a wedding, an engagement party, that's happening in the same time frame, April, May, June. If you're getting a promotion or a big raise of some sort, I feel that's also occurring at that same time. So you just have to see which Cancer you are. So even though it's a January reading, for some of you, this could be happening right now. But I really feel this is more of a projection about what's coming up, not in the not too distant future. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. I want to thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please remember to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you're interested in getting my 10-card Celtic Cross Psychic Tarot readings for each sign of the zodiac for the new year of 2019, you can access those videos by clicking on the link below in the Show More section, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. And you can also get them by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Click on the videos tab on my menu, and there it will probably either be the first or second video series listed at the top of that page. You just click on your sign, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Also, if you're interested, you can get my psychic crystal readings for each sign of the zodiac by clicking on the other link below this video, and it will take you to those videos for the month of January 2019. And they're also available on my Vimeo on-demand page and also on my website. Go to that videos page on my menu, and it will be either the first or second video series listed on that page. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic and happy, blessed, healthy, and prosperous new year. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.